questions. First question here, Malika on the left side, fourth row.
Jayson, you talked about in the wake of the 2022 NBA Finals how much it just sat with you and you thought about it for what it's turned out to be years until you got back to the stage. I know it's only one game, but sort of exercising those demons in game one, getting back there, getting out there, how did that feel?
It felt great. To be honest, I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous in like a anxious way, right, as like a little kid. It was just, it's surreal being in the finals. And, you know, when you're young, I guess in your career, you think you're always going to go back. And last year was kind of like a wake-up call when we didn't make it. So, you know, getting back to this point and being here is really a big deal. And, you know, we played well tonight. There's a lot of things we feel like we could do better. But it definitely does feel good to win the first game. But we know that 2 years ago we won the first game and, you know, the outcome of that series. So we still have a lot of work to do.
Jayson, David Bennett with ESPN. You guys were able to get through the Heat and the Cavs and the Pacers without Kristaps Porzingis. But what did he mean to getting past the Mavs tonight?
I mean, you always want to have your team at full strength. You know, we're a good team, right, when guys are down, but we're really, really special when we have everybody. I think I said it earlier how seamless his transition was after being away for 6-7 weeks and coming into the game and having the first half like that. You know, that was a big spark for us to start the game.
Vince on the right side.
Jayson, Vince Goodway, Yahoo's with. You know more than anybody how important health is this time of year with everything that happened to you in Game 7 last year against Miami with the ankle. With
Thanks for reminding me.
Sorry about that. With Kristaps coming back tonight, does it just feel like you all are a complete unit that with everything lining up with the way that he protects the rim and can play in the middle of the floor, that this is what has been envisioned from the start of the season?
Yeah, and I think you guys got a pretty clear picture of that throughout the season, right? When we were healthy for most of that, and how we played and how effective we were on both ends. And, you know, KP had a big hand in that and the success that we had this season. And, you know, obviously getting hurt in the playoffs, we had to figure it out. We had to adjust and play different lineups and whatever. And you know, 12-2 up until that point, we did a really good job. But it is a relief to have him back because we know we're a much better team when he's back.
Nick here on the left side.
Jayson, Nick Alley, Field Level Media. Obviously having KP back is big, but, you know, Al Horford has provided a really strong presence down low throughout the postseason here. Can you just talk about his ability to kind of mold his game in order to take on different roles for this team on any given basis?
Yeah, and they go hand in hand. Al has stepped up into that starting role, you know, at this stage in his career, being a, you know, centerpiece of us getting to the finals. Something that shouldn't be overlooked. His presence out there on both ends of the floor, what he allows us to do offensively, dragging out the big men, you know, and we've had playoff games where Al has hit 6-7 threes, right? And even if he doesn't, you have to, you know, the team has to respect him as a shooter. So it just helps with our spacing. So can't give Al enough credit for the impact that he's had on his playoff run.
Melissa, left side, fifth row.
Hey, Jayson. What has impressed you the most about the way Jalen has used all of the criticism that he's received over the years and all of the doubt he's received over the years as motivation to become the player he is today?
Yeah, I think, you know, when you look at JB, somebody that has really worked on his craft year after year to just become a better player. I think you can tell by the way that the game has slowed down for him and the way he's making reads on the offensive end. And that doesn't happen just overnight. It's a process, and I've seen it. I've seen the work that he puts in and watching film and things like that. So it's special to see when guys put in the work and it translates to on the court.
Jared, back left.
Jared Weiss, The Athletic. Got more Jalen questions. He really was a big part of the response of their big run in the second half, doing it on both ends, being hyper aggressive at the rim on both ends. How have you seen Jalen really grow into knowing when's the moment for him to bring that aggressiveness and that energy, and how does that change the game in the big ones?
Yeah, I think just being his teammate for 7 years, we've been in so many big games. We've been in so many big moments. And just always being there to answer the call, in those moments, especially on both ends of the floor.
John in the back.
Jayson, can you explain the beginning of the third quarter when they went on their big run? What was going wrong for you guys? And what was the process of trying to figure that out and turn it around?
I think our offense got a little stagnant, and it had a lot to do with our spacing. They kind of put us in some bad ways on offense, which kind of threw off our spacing and slowed us down. And, they started to get stops and running in transition. But that's part of it. They're going to make shots. That's a really good team over there. And we just did a great job of responding in real time after Joe called that timeout. They cut it to 8. We came to the bench and talked about it, executed, made plays, and took the lead back up.
Standing in the back.
Jayson, Valeria Rubino, Todo Deporte and BBC. Considering what's at stake, how do you manage to use responsibility and pressure to your advantage and keep playing, having fun on the court, doing what you love and living the dream?
Just staying present, staying in the moment. Like I said, I was in a positive way. I was nervous before the game. I was like a kid, first day of school. I know how exciting and big of a deal all of this is. So just finding a space to enjoy the moment and have fun playing basketball.
Abby in the back.
Abby Chen, NBC Sports Boston. Jayson, how special is this group when it comes to individual defenders and what you guys are able to do in those one-on-one matchups and what that does for the collective defense?
Something that we've harped on all season. What makes our team really special is we don't have guys that we hide on defense, right? Bigs and guards. We switch. We take on the challenge of individual defense, understanding that we have help, right? This is a team sport. We all got to be on the same page, but, we're not showing or anything like that because that can kind of compromise your defense. And essentially, like if you want to play on our team, you have to be able to guard, and everybody knows that.
Last two questions here in the front row on the left.
DJ Sadeghi of Forbes. Obviously, Kristaps Porzingis, he's been out for over a month. You've watched him scrimmage leading into this game. Did you have any idea that he would come out firing the way that he did after such a long layoff?
I don't want to say I didn't doubt him, but I just understand, coming off an injury and missing that much time, it normally takes guys a little longer than that, but as somebody as tall and talented as he is, he makes it look really easy.
iHeart. You mentioned kind of some of the changes in terms of your perspective and just how you have the butterflies or kind of a nervous anxiety before the game. What kind of changed the course of time that puts you in a place where you are able to take things in a little bit more? And what does that mean to you to be able to kind of take in all that is the finals?
Maybe last year, right? Us losing in the conference finals. Maybe I just expected that after we lost in 22 that it was guaranteed that we were just going to keep coming back. And, this is like our time. And last year was just kind of a wake-up call to not take anything for granted. Because you never know how many opportunities that you might have.
Thank you.